Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the village. I am TD Love. Welcome. We are going to talk about season 3, episode 13, Love After Lockup. Lindsey and Scott. Lindsey and Scott is a special couple. Lindsey, I noticed right away, was very angry, and I believe Lindsey is mentally unstable, okay? Bad makeup is a sign of mental illness, believe it or not. If you meet someone and their makeup is just like really crazy, clearly something is going on there, okay? So about 3 episodes ago, Lindsey had on this eyeshadow all around her eyes. She looked like a raccoon. But in her mind, she was saying how beautiful she was and how great she looked. And I knew at that moment that Lindsey is not right in the head. Okay. So that brings us to this week's episode. So, Lindsey is on house arrest because she has to quarantine for 14 days due to the COVID. So she can't see her daughter. They showed more of the home that they lived in. Now, Lindsey was upset because Scott did not have everything set up the way she wanted it when she arrived. Her daughter's room wasn't correct. Her closet wasn't what she wanted. Now, mind you, this is someone who's been in prison for 4 years, who's coming out with all kinds of demands. Lindsey thinks she's Lindsay Lohan, obviously. So Scott sets it up for her daughter to come over. They meet, they sit, they talk to through the door and everything. Through this episode, Scott happens to mention that they have not had, sex. He's actually on the couch because they're not getting along. And I told you before, these situations are all about sex at the end of the day. That's the underlying goal for the male who's supporting the prisoner or the woman who's supporting the prisoner. It's really about sex. You know what I'm saying? So he's not getting any booty yet, and he's upset about that. But he's hoping that once he does everything he needs to do for the daughter, he will get the love and the admiration that he so desperately wants. I personally think the house is really nice. It's a beautiful house. They show more of the home, and it is really nice. Lindsey needs to have a seat, okay? How dare you get out of prison with nothing and have the nerve to have an attitude because things aren't the way you want them and you haven't contributed a dime, a dollar, no time, nothing. Just nothing, You haven't slept with this man. You've done nothing. So you really should just be quiet and be happy that he cares enough. He's been taking care of her daughter. He's bought the daughter clothes, made sure she had everything for school, everything. So, spoiler alert time. If you don't want it, get it out. Shut it down right now, because I'm going to tell you what's going on with Scott and Lindsey. Get your ass on. Okay, I'm about to tell you. I'm telling you right now. Okay. So as we all suspected, of course, Lindsey's ass is back in prison, right? And I think that's good for Scott because honestly, I felt like Lindsey was going to end up killing Scott. She definitely was going to beat him down. That was definitely going to happen because she's really angry. Those skinny, like pretty girls, blonde hair, blue eyes, everybody thinks they're so innocent and so calm and so nice, but they're dangerous. She's dangerous. Anyway, so, 7 weeks after being released, she got locked up. So let's just say 5 weeks because 2 of those weeks she was on house arrest, not allowed out. So she got arrested 5 weeks later. Then she got out again. Then the sheriff's department picked her up. Lindsey got arrested for several charges. Let's see. Possession with intent to sell, stolen goods, stolen vehicle, a felon in possession of a firearm. Right. So, Scott made a bad choice, which everyone knew that he did. But I'm just glad that in this instance, he gets to walk away with his life because we know how the story goes in these situations. A lot of times these men end up dead, and that's just the reality. They do end up dead for sure. So be careful who you hooking up with. Desperation is a serious thing. Desperation will lead you to do some things that normally you wouldn't do. You find a woman in prison. She's in prison for a reason. A repeat offender, and she's a drug addict. None of that matters to you. You just see an easy lay in your mind. You feel like, okay, she's going to sleep with me. She's going to want me. And there's nothing worse than someone who gives you some sex out of pity. Ew. Do you really want that? Because they don't want to be touched by you. They don't want you breathing on them. They're like, ew, just go ahead and get it over with. Who wants that kind of loving? Ew. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. Leave your comments down there. I love talking with the people. Let me know what you thought. Do you think that Lindsey would have took Scott out? Because honestly, I really believe that he lucked out. He got lucky because that girl is crazy. I picked it up immediately. I don't know why he did not. You can see it in people's eyes. Pay attention, okay? Don't be so desperate that you just want anything, any kind of love. Love yourself. Have a good one. Deuces.